everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for the final review recap of Love is Blind. This is episode 10, and this is where everybody gives their results to see if they will marry their pod partner or pod fiance, so to speak. Before I jump into this recap review, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button, and also hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. So episode 9 left off with Nick and Danny, and it was waiting for him to say if he was going to say yes or no. Child, he said yes. I was kind of surprised, like, did he not meet the same Danielle that we met? But maybe they had something off camera that we didn't see, because on camera, all they did was, like, miss each other in the communication and all that other stuff. So it was like, stuff was getting blown out of proportion. They was both walking away mad, and they had to come back, regroup and stuff. And that happens when you're first meeting somebody, but like, it was like her insecurities was just like a little too much for me. But he said yes, so they walked off, they married, they happy and all the other stuff. The mamas, no, that was the other couple. But with, what's it there? No, that was Natalie and Shane mama. I was like, what? Why are they looking at each other like that? Well, we're going to get to that in a second. But Nick and Danny, they walked off into like the woods or the park or wherever they got married at, off to the side. And they sat down and they said they was happy and they going to spend the rest of their lives together, child. But I was real shocked. If y'all watched it, was y'all shocked by their decision? I know I was. I was really shocked for that one. Deep and Shake. So their wedding, I think out of all of them, was the most spectacular. I loved all the flowers. I loved how they brought their Indian culture into the wedding, how they had like the man coming down playing music, and then everybody was in their attire, even though they weren't of Indian heritage or any or culture or whatever. They wasn't, you know. Because he mostly had, like, white friends, and I want to say she had mostly white friends, too. But they still dressed in the garb, you know, the proper attire they were supposed to dress in. And they all looked nice. So they came down there, Deep came down there with the band, and he came down with his groomsmen and stuff, and they was just getting in and everything like that. Then, I want to say, like, the whole wedding party was behind him. I want to say that. And then everybody took their seats and stuff. And then Deep's mom came down. She had like flowers and putting them down. And then she stood up there at the altar with Shake. And she put something on his forehead. And then I want to say she said like a little prayer or something over him. But it was like they brought in all of their culture and stuff. And then I said Deep. She was up there with Shake. Deep came down with her father. And she looked pretty. She looked real gorgeous. She had on her attire, that dress she had on with all the sparkles and stuff. Oh, beautiful. She went up there. They said, you know, their little thing, how they loved each other. Not loved each other. How the officiant said his stuff. But he said, like, a part in, don't give me the line. What is their language? I can't think of the name of their language, but he said it in their language or whatever. And it was nice. They didn't have anything on the subtitles, so I don't know, you know, they had, well, I did have the subtitles up, and I don't think he had said what he was saying in that language, in his language or whatever, but nonetheless, it was beautiful. And then they was like, well, let's see if love is really blind. And then she gave her answer first, and she said no. I said, oh, okay, girl. I was proud of her because she was like, I'm putting myself first. I'm doing this for me. Like, I still got love for you, whatever like that, but I deserve better. I said, you better go, girl. And she walked away looking nice and pretty and chic, walked away, not a tear on her face, had her head held high, and walked off. Her mom did end up following behind her and stuff. And Shake, he didn't seem real bothered by the whole thing. He seemed like it was a relief because he ain't really want to marry her. But I feel like he was going to say yes. For some reason, I think like he was going to say yes. So he wouldn't break her heart, but then maybe later on he was going to ask for an annulment. But he didn't seem bothered by the whole thing. He was just like, it's fine, it's cool, you know, I still got love for her. And what did he say? He was like, what did he say? He said, I do. No, that's the wrong people. Oh, he talking about it's a celebration and he not upset. Everybody celebrate. Come on, let's have a party and stuff like that. And he didn't really he did not show any emotions. He was basically like, I got reservations at Nobu tonight, and he was just like, he proud of her. I was just like, okay. Her mama was like, she proud of her because she stood up for herself and she did not let this experiment like deter her from loving herself and doing right by herself and all the other stuff. So her mama was happy. She was just like, we gonna celebrate, yada yada yada. And Deep was happy. Like, so I was like, good. I was proud of her because she did not need to be with him, and he just kept like making a big like, well, I'm not physically attracted to you, I'm not intensely attracted to you. And then he was like wavering because he was attracted to her before, and then it was just like, oh, it just fizzled out. Like, I don't know, like he was and I think it was because he said he mostly dated Caucasians in his life, and she mostly dated white people in her life too. However, it was like he couldn't get past that. Like, she could get past it because she was attracted to him, she was in love with him, or she loved him, I'ma say. But you know, she was like, she could look past it, but he just couldn't look past that she was a blonde hair, blue eyed and stuff. So he was annoying. I'm glad she said no. Natalie and Shane. So, child, apparently they had an argument before the wedding, the day before, when he came home from the baseball thing. And, child, it was like, I want to say maybe him not doing good on the baseball field made him upset, and he brought that ish home where he should have left it at the door. But he came in there and chose violence instead of love, and he got all with Natalie for something, and they didn't say right offhand like what the argument was about. But later we did find out he basically told her that he wished he never met her. He hated her. He wished he didn't go through this process and all this other stuff. And what else did he say? He said something else, child, because I wrote that ish down. I thought I wrote it down. Nope, I didn't write it down. Maybe I did. I don't know. I watched this maybe like Friday or something like that, child. So please forgive me. It's Monday now. But yeah, he was just like, he hate her and he wish he never met her and all this negative stuff. And I'm like, and you expected her to say yes to that? Like, And he apologized and all this other stuff and whatever. So I guess he assumed that was going to be okay. But no, like, you don't tell me you hate me and you wish you never met me and you never wish you went through this process, and then you expect me to say I do? Child, boo. So he looked nice in his little outfit or whatever. She looked real pretty in her dress and stuff. She went down there. Who walked her down? I can't remember who walked her down, but I know the mamas, his mama and her mama was like glaring at each other across the aisle. I said, what the hell happened with this? I don't know if they had talked about something, or the mama, I don't know if Natalie had told her mama that her mom had said something to Natalie mama. Shay mama, I don't know, but they was like really glaring at each other across the aisle, and I was like, this is interesting. But he came down, he was at the altar. She finally came down at the altar. They said their little stuff, the officiant said his little stuff. And then, he was like, he's still in love, because he went first. He was like, he's still in love. He loved her. And, he said he do. At first, he was just like kind of nervous, because he was like, like he was nervous up there. I was just like, because you know what the hell you said to her last night. That's why your ass nervous. Because like I said, they didn't really go into detail about the argument until after the whole I do or whatever. So that's when we found out. But when he was up there, it was kind of like awkward. But she finally said what she had to say. And she was like, I still love you. And you're still my best friend. But we have issues we need to work through. And she said she don't. I said, oh. Now, I was shocked. I was shocked she said no. And the only reason why I was shocked she said no is because, again, we didn't know what had happened in the argument until later, when she picked up her dress, she walked off or whatever, he was just like, he not mad. He respects her decision. And she walked off or whatever. And then I want to say she walked out and then he walked behind her. And then she was saying like she wants to work on it. And he said they finally said what he said during the fight. And I was like, oh, hell no. I would have said no too. Like, you don't say no shit to me like that. So that's, what happened. And then when they was outside, she said something like, I don't want to apologize. And he was like, well, you don't have to apologize for anything. I don't apologize for what I said, and I don't regret what I said. Now, I don't know if he was talking about what he said at the altar or what he said the night before. Because, sir, you need to be apologizing for what you said the night before, okay? Because at that altar, we can keep all that. You said you love me and all that other crap. But the night before, you do need to be apologizing for that. He said he was hurt and sad, and it was like a blur. And when she had said, like, you want to work on it, he was just kind of like, I know she effing lying. Like, hell no. He was not. He was not for that. But yeah, that was pretty much it for them. Salvador and Mallory, child. He had the mariachi band up there. Her sister did show up for her. I don't think her mom showed up, but her sister did show up for her. And they got up there. She was looking pretty. He was looking like himself. And I want to say he went first. And he said no. I said, oh, okay. This is interesting. Because he had said no. And he said he just need more time. And she was just like, it's okay. But she had ended up leaving. She walked off or whatever. And then he laid like a speech to her family and saying like, we just need more time. And he got what he needed. He loved her and all this other stuff. But he just needed more time to figure some things out. And I was just like, okay, Sal, like, what's going on with you? Because you was like madly in love with her. But like, what more time do you need? I was confused. Like, is there something going on with this ex-girlfriend, or like what was going on? Because he seemed like he was all in, and I know she seemed like she was all in, but he said no, so that had really shocked me. I was kind of surprised at that turnabout. And then when they had like a moment alone, he was like he just need more time. And I think she had brought up them dating outside of this experiment and stuff like that, and he was like, well, you know, I just need some time and I'm gonna think about it. But then at maybe like 2 minutes later, he was like, well, I think the first thing we need to do is date. And I was just like, or go on a date. He said we need to go on a date. And I was like, but then you just said you needed more time to think. Okay, Sal, you don't know what you want. He don't know. Because he said his heart wasn't in it. And what did he say? He said he needed to get out. He got off what he needed. And she knew that his heart wasn't in it, and she wasn't sure like the night before or something like that. She was saying like she was not hurt, but you know, it's upsetting, but she not hurt, and that she still loves him. And we saw like at the end his family supporting him and was like all around him and stuff like that. And then he was saying like they just need more trust and more communication. So I was like, well, is it that she don't trust you? And y'all need to communicate more? Like, I really wish they would have went more in depth about what the ex-girlfriend had said to the sisters, or the ex-girlfriend, because I don't really think it was the ex. So why would she pop up at the house or something like that? It just ain't sound right. So I don't know. But was y'all shocked by that result? Because I swore they was going to get married. I thought they was going to get married. And I also thought Natalie and Shane was going to get married too. Nick and Danny, I thought they was not going to get married. And Deep and Shake, it was kind of like 50-50. I was like, they might or they might not. And then Ileana, or Alyana and Garrett, she was kind of iffy because she was saying like he needs to show me his actions and stuff like that, but he really hasn't shown me his actions, so I'm not sure, you know, what's going to happen. He was all in, and you know his dad was the officiate and stuff, so you know they was all up there together and stuff. He said yes, and then she turned around and she said she do too. So that was it for them. I mean, they had like a nice little reception. The two couples that got married, Nick and Danny, and Alyana and Jared, they got married. I mean, not got married, duh. They had a nice reception. And that was it. I mean, like, I hope it works out for the two couples. I don't really see Danny and them going real far. But, I mean, like, I wish them the best. Like, I really wish them the best. And I hope that Nick and Danny get some therapy. I hope maybe they... the show gives them like some couples therapy so they can continue to build their relationship up and stuff like that. And I hope that Jared ends up saying that that his actions will show Ayanna that he is serious about their relationship and cut back on that partying and stuff like that. And then I also hope that she eventually like join him in the partying, because like, sometimes you just need to go out with your boo sometimes. You ain't gotta go out every night, but I mean, you gotta go out with your boo. They both look cute up at the altar. I forgot to say that. Ayanna, she did look real pretty in her dress. That dress fit her to a T, and she looked gorgeous up there. He looked handsome. Like, all the brides really did look pretty, and all the grooms looked nice too. So, I mean, but my favorite wedding was the Indian wedding, because I really liked it. I loved all the flowers, and I loved all that. But anyway, y'all, that's the end of my recap review. We will see what happens at the reunion. I typically don't record the reunion. I just kind of watch, and then I might make a post on my community feed. So look out for that, because if I don't get on camera and do a regular recap review, is more than likely on my community page. So just look for the post that I post, and you'll see like a little recap review. And I think that's what I'm going to do for Power Book 4, because I did catch up. I watched episode 2 and 3 and 4, and I didn't even realize episode 4 was the last dang episode, so I ain't really take no good notes on it or nothing like that, so I'm not even gonna waste my time getting on the camera talking about it. But it will be in my community post. And then Love during lockup, I caught up on that, so I will be putting a recap review on that in my community post. So look out for that, y'all. But thank y'all for watching this review recap. Thank you for watching my channel. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.